Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria, and we've got your daily reading for Wednesday, August 28th here today. So if you're new to my channel, Wednesdays is when we do midweek motivation. We're not trying to predict the energies of the day or anything. We are simply pulling out some messages of positivity, some motivational messages, whatever it is that Spirit wants you to know right here, right now, to give you a little bit of a pick-me-up for your week ahead. So today, usually the Wednesday readings do tend to be timeless just because we're not predicting particular energy. However, if you are watching this on the 28th of August, just know that there could be some confusion in the air today, okay? So, take a step back and kind of pause and reflect, because it's like, what do I really want? What do I want out of life? What do I want out of a relationship? What do I want out of a job? What do I want just in general, right? And, sometimes we kind of feel a little bit of a fog. So you might be feeling a little bit confused today. However, we also have Mercury going direct in the sign of Leo today. So Mercury has been retrograde for the last little while. And so when Mercury moves direct, we're still in the shadow period, right? So we've got a couple of weeks of, still some confusion and some fog. However, you may find that if you take a step back and quiet your mind, then you may think a little bit clearly, and you may start to formulate some very interesting ideas for yourself. So this can be a day when we're getting the clarity that we so justly need, right? So anyways, but let's see what messages that Spirit has out here for you guys. We've got a card number 5. Now, if I remember yesterday, we had a message of self-love, right? Taking care of yourself. But if I recall, I think that was a card number 5. And we've got a card number 5 here again. And it is closing door, and we've got a completion. Now, when we have a closing door, this can be that you're closing a chapter on something. You can be getting projects completed, or you need to get something completed. Remember, we're looking for some advice or some wisdom or some, motivational messages here today, right? So what loose ends do you need to tie up? What changes are you looking to make in your life? What has been preventing you and challenging you from getting things done, right? It is important sometimes that we get the closure that we're looking for, whether it's the finishing touches on a project, whether it's, I started rearranging my closet and then I pooped out halfway through, right? What do we need to go back to so that we get that sense of fulfillment? Right? So this is pitter patter, let's get at her and finish what you started. But this does also show that, there is something here that could be needing to come to an end in your life, or somewhere where you may need closure. So Spirit's really inviting you here today to have a good, honest look at things. Really just kind of take that step back, open your mind a little bit, look at that big picture, and maybe ask yourself and find the answers for some burning questions that you may have, right? And again, we've got some confusing energy today, but we also have some clarity that's starting to seep in now that Mercury is turning direct, right? So, this is a perfect day and a perfect time to take that step back. Find that quiet space, sit in your garden, go for a walk with your dog, sit in your car listening to some music that lifts your soul, whatever it happens to be. This is usually where we can kind of figure some things out just by being, just by quieting our conscious mind, taking a few deep breaths, and just being in our energy. And quite often, this is where we get those little answers that we've been seeking. So what doors need to close? What doors are you wanting to close? And what do you need to finish up? Our next message out, we have Straddling Worlds here. That is the most beautiful card, right? I don't know. I don't even know if the camera really does this one justice, but it is very ethereal in its imagery and in its energy. And this is wandering between realms. And it's really quite interesting that this particular card has come out with the closing door, because Straddling Worlds is an invitation and a reminder that we may be leaving one situation, one energy, and we're transitioning into a new one, into the future. So we're leaving the past, we're in the present moment, but we're making some moves for our future state. And, this is something that, we all experience from time to time, right? It's like, I'm trying to leave this behind, I'm trying to get this done, and I'm trying to move forward, right? So in the meantime, we are reminded to enjoy the present moment, right? But we're also reminded and asked here by Spirit to get used to kind of living with one foot in one situation and another foot moving forward into another, because quite often things don't just start and stop, right? We don't have an end and then necessarily a beginning. We have that transformational period in the middle. And so this is a transformational time for a lot of people, whether it's spiritual, whether it's something in your career world, whether it's something in a relationship, right? And so that area of transition is sometimes uncomfortable. It's quite often where we ask questions, where we get clarity, right? And we make decisions in that energy. So we're often there. And it's not always the most comfortable. Sometimes it's exciting because we can envision a future ahead, but we've got some things we need to do first before we can fully leap forward. So when we straddle worlds, it's really that that reminder, that invitation to enjoy where we're at and look at the possibilities while also tidying up those loose ends that we may have. There is a spider walking across my candle right now. And as much as I don't really love spiders invading my home space, especially my reading table here is one of those little jumping spiders, and they're super fast, and he's crawling all over my deck. It's all back there now. Anyways, spiders, however, do represent creation, right? Creativity. If you've ever really looked at a spider's web, they are very intricate, and I don't think they ever do the same one twice. So, that's a time to get creative, perhaps, is the message from that little spider that's running around and kind of freaking me out over in the corner of my eye. Anyways, let's get some more cards out here for you guys today and see what other messages that are coming out for you. We've got the Death card. There's that transformative period, that transformative time, changes, one foot in the past and one foot moving forward into the future, right? So there are a lot of changes going on. We've got the Queen of Swords bringing you clarity in that energy as well. And we've got the World card. There's that closing door, the successful completion of a chapter in your life, because ultimately the back of the deck, we've got the Nine of Cups. You've got something you want, and something is attainable. Something is close by at your fingertips. Are you wishing for something? Are you dreaming about something? Do you have a goal in mind? Because the Nine of Cups at the back of the deck can certainly represent some underlying motivation to get what it is that you are wanting, something that's going to make you happy or give you that sense of fulfillment. So the Nine of Cups is a wonderful energy to have, right? So you can get what you want. You can get what you wish for. Sometimes certain things are really quick and other things take a long time. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of waiting periods. There's other people involved, that kind of thing. So really don't give up on your goals and dreams, and trust and know that you can find what you're looking for. But we do have the Death card here, and this is, of course, Plutonian energy, right? So Pluto rules the Death card. It's Scorpio energy coming in here. And it can represent hidden things. So there could be something that is being revealed to you, something that you are unearthing about yourself. It can be some answers. It can be your path forward. It can be something that you hadn't quite expected or thought of. So again, it's going to be important for you to kind of take that step back and pause and reflect. But the Death card does bring about change and transformation of all kinds. And it's a little bit more of a slower transformation, usually kind of long drawn out. We got the Tower card and we've got the Wheel of Fortune with like quick stuff going on, right? But the Death card, change and transformation on many levels, and it's deep, right? A deep-rooted transformation there. So this can be emotional growth, spiritual growth, physical growth. This can be a transformation of your life in general. And even though the changes seem like they are taking forever to complete, There's a reason why they take longer, right? Remember the death card with Pluto. Pluto goes deep, deep, deep into the underworld and then brings things back out, bring things back to life, back to the light. So even if you haven't gotten what you wanted yet, even if you're not where you want to be yet, you can feel things that are transitioning in your life, straddling the worlds, right? Closing the doors. And so when we embrace change and embrace the possibilities and look to the future, right, it's very magical in its energy. It's hard work sometimes, and sometimes it can be quite painful because as the scythe shows on the death card, right, sometimes we need to cut certain things out of our life, old ways of thinking, old habits, people that no longer match our energy or no longer going to be part of our lives for the future, right? Old, old hurts and regrets and anger and pain, right? We need to cut those out to free ourselves to move forward into this beautiful futuristic state, right? So the Queen of Swords is here as well to bring you the clarity that maybe you've been looking for. What do I need to let go of? What has been standing in my way? What do I need to start, right? You have an underlying wisdom here, and you're being encouraged to trust your wisdom, to trust your intuition as well, and ultimately connect with your higher mind, right? Connect with your spiritual realms, right? Quiet your conscious mind and allow your energy to flow, and boom, that's where the answers get to right there. But the Queen of Swords and the Death card out of this deck are both facing the past, which is really quite interesting because normally the Queen of Swords faces the future, right? Faces the right. The Death card usually faces the right here as well. So this can indicate that some of you may be stuck on something, right? There's something that you have experienced that is either needing to be cleaned up, you need to find the closure, you need to tie up those loose ends, right? Or something has been holding on to you, holding you back, right? So sometimes it's people that hold us back, right? As much as people can be well-intentioned, right? Everyone is ultimately out for their own happiness. And there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes their happiness is, attached to other people, and these people need to break free sometimes. Right? So whatever your situation happens to be, really have a look and pause and reflect and see what have I experienced that is causing me to, to not see the future clearly, or not know what I want, or not see the possibilities, right? So reflect on the past, or just reflect in general, right? We all have something. The Queen of Swords, very wise energy because she has been through some stuff, right? And our past brings us to today, right? It shows us how we got to this present moment, but we don't need to repeat things going forward. But we do have the World card here, which is a completion of a cycle, and a successful one at that. So wherever you happen to be in life at the moment, whether there's little things going on or big things going on, celebrate your successes. Be thankful and grateful for all of the abundance, all of the wonderful things that you have in your life, and you will get more of them. Even be thankful for the trials and tribulations and major challenges and hurdles that you've overcome in your life to get you to where you are today. By celebrating or by giving thanks, we can find that closure. We can close that door, even if it means finding forgiveness in our hearts, because we're standing in our power to no longer let something dictate and have power over us, right? It's a freeing energy, and we've got the scythe and the sword coming out here to help you do that. But the world can show that there can be something blossoming in your life right now. 9 of Cups at the back of the deck there, and because something can be coming to fruition for you. But whatever it is, we're kind of at the end of a cycle, the end of a chapter, right? And we're ready to move forward and expand and see what the future holds for us. And this is very interesting, considering we are only 2 weeks away from that full moon eclipse in Pisces on the 17th of September. And this is a completion of a cycle, and a big one, and very emotional. Some emotions are probably going to come out of it as well. But there's also, like, just coming up in the next couple of days, on September 1st, we got like a big bang kind of day coming in with some more Uranus energies coming in there, right? So there's changes, there's freedom, there's rebellion, there's all of these things, right? So, and it's moving us forward into the future, but we've got to clean up some things or release some things out of our life first and then move forward. But ultimately, there's success on the horizon. There's these closing chapters. There's some positive changes coming in. So all I can say here, especially today and going into the rest of the year, really, okay, is go with the flow, embrace change, all right? Create the change that you want to see in your life. Also, resistance to changes is not going to get us anywhere. It's going to keep us rooted and stuck somewhere where we don't necessarily want to be anymore. So having said all that, I'm going to leave that there, guys. I hope there was something here for you. If so, please like, share, subscribe. I thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.